What's happening, guys? Back here in Colonial, Williamsburg. Wanted to show off the governor's palace. Had a good shot with the sun hitting it. And I'm headed up the Palace Green, and I'm going to visit the George Wythe house. A brick house down there. And residence, of course, of George Wythe, most noted as a professor at William and Mary. He taught Thomas Jefferson, James Monroe, Henry Clay, John Marshall. And yeah, go check this place out. Coming up on it, a classic Georgian style house, and built 1753. I think it was completed 1755, but it was given to George as a gift from his wife Elizabeth's father, Robert Taliaferro, pronounced Robert Tolliver, and yeah, given to them as a wedding gift. And yeah, Christmas was a couple days ago, so they still have this done up a little bit. All right, 5-bay house, 2 internal chimneys, and you can see the rubbed brick around the front door there. And they've got the little carriage step up. So, all right, you enter over here for the tour. All right, made it back here, and it's getting crowded. Yeah, they hold you up and let you go in about 10-minute intervals, and the lady gives you a little spew about the history of the house and George's history. So yeah, gonna walk the grounds here and let the yeah, it looks like everybody's headed to inside the house, but a bunch of cabins over there, garden back here. And yeah, if you're to look up 18th century brick Virginia Georgian home, this would pretty much be what you'd see in the dictionary. Oh, and to give you some more information, George Washington used this as his headquarters before the Battle of Yorktown. Rochambeau stayed here after the battle through the holiday season. Oh, and it was also used by W.A.R. Goodwin. He was the rector over the Burton Parish, the church here in Williamsburg. Used the second floor as his office. And he's the one who tracked down and got John D. Rockefeller Jr. to fund the restoration of Colonial Williamsburg. All right, well, I know what this is. The privy, aka bathroom. And you see you lift the lid there, sit on the bowl. You got some kid seats on the sides here. Looks like these lift up too. But, all right, so back here at the Frosted Over Gardens, and looks like some cabbage. It's got names of them, thyme, rosemary, bunch of herbs, snowball cauliflower, Jersey Wakefield cabbage, some more cabbage, Copenhagen Market cabbage, Red Rock cabbage, and all right, so another outbuilding. Looks like this one's locked up. Windows are curtained over, but yeah, vintage lock right here. Give you some more information on George. He helped design the Virginia seal, so I thought that was pretty neat. Spent about 30 years. The House of Burgesses, was at the Second Continental Congress up in Philadelphia, signed the Declaration of Independence. There, good shot of the back. Was at the Constitutional Convention, but most famous being, like I say, a professor, William and Mary. And he was really progressive. He ended up freeing his slaves and ended up paying them a wage. So he put his money where his mouth was. Although he just had a couple house slaves that he became his servants. All right. And dovecote over here. This is where they would store and eat dove. boy, it's getting crowded. Take a quick walk over here. We've got a pretty niche little hatch doors up there. A Virginia road wagon going back to 1810, and kind of looks like a Conestoga wagon. You can kind of see a little compartment there on the right. That's pretty neat. And the Minnick family out of Newmarket. I mean, the wagon, I've heard of them. So back there, you just got a kind of a wheelbarrow. Over here, some blacksmith tools, it looks like. Not sure what, okay, it looks like a grinding wheel. It looks like you would take the top off and you can grind an axe, it looks like. Here's the Cooper's entrance. Cooper's made barrels, the hogsheads. And yeah, I hope they open that up later. You've got some chickens over here. Okay, all right. Follow them. Oh, hi. Close this.
So we're making round wooden containers here. Things like buckets, tubs, churns, casks of all different sizes as well. Just working on a piggin right now, which is a small bucket with a single wooden handle on it. Just getting ready to begin the process of putting a groove into the walls of the container so that I can make the bottom. My colleague is shaping staves. Those are the individual pieces that make up the walls of the container. That'll be for a bucket. So we're going to pick things up that are on the table and along the ropes if you like. How long does it take?
Strong wood smell in here, of course. Pints, gallons, barrels, hogsheads. Pretty neat. All right, some couple slave buildings or servant buildings. All right, they probably did laundry back here. Big basket. Yeah, white cloth to take spots of wine out of cloth. Yeah, little wash tub. And then back here, yeah, it looks like a servant's residence, living quarters. I wonder if that was used for counting. Anyway, keep on moving. And then I know the kitchen's going to be around here somewhere. I'm sure it's that building over there. This one's locked up. It looks like on the door is GW maybe written, those dots in cursive. Maybe. Don't know what they would have stored in here. Birds or something, I don't know. And this looks like another living quarters. And yeah, okay, so the kitchen's gonna be back there, so I guess the cook or the maid stayed back here.
So we have to go back to get my now what we can do.
Oh. Over here, looks like these are Persian lilac. Some dead lilac. And chimney up there. That's pretty interesting. clamshells, a beehive, radishes. And here's the kitchen. All your pots and pans over there. There's a beehive oven. Some turnips. Yeah, a few tubs over there. I see a candle maker. Another little rotisserie down there on the ground. That silver thing. All right. Take a walk inside this place. Yeah, you see the rub brick along the frame of the door. And here we go. And turn it off. All right, made it in here. Center passage. And yeah, typical Georgian home. 2 rooms to the left, 2 to the right. Stairwell in the middle. And some pretty fancy wallpaper. You see they put it up in blocks here in squares. Kind of some Greek Roman figures right there. Kind of a cavalier looking guy here, maybe a sheep herder. All right, so we've got a bedroom in here, and they think Elizabeth stayed in this room later in life. Yeah, she was kind of sickly there towards the end. Looks like this is where she would wash up, and you've got one of those mercury mirrors over here. Pretty neat looking picture on the wall there. And a writing desk. Yeah, she had a fireplace right by the bed. Some more fancy wallpaper. And okay, I thought this was green paint, but this is wallpaper as well. And view of Bethlehem. It's hard to read this cursive writing. View of Lewisburg. All right, so we've got the dining room and a huge old map of the colonies. Oysters, cabbage. That would be New York, Charleston. Okay. All right, so this would be a study or a parlor, maybe. Usually when I see musical instruments, it means it's the parlor. Let's take a look at this china. The Stamp Act. Hatland Garden. To Fry. Pretty neat mirror right there. Pretty neat. Check out the last room over here.
And you can go upstairs also.
Okay, all right, great.
There are 4 rooms on the second floor.
There are? Okay, good. Maybe I'll go upstairs and come back down after they're done. First room, bedroom. Some letters down there from the Virginia Gazette newspaper. Fancy old trunk. Okay. It looks like this would be the study, maybe. And George had many interests outside of law. And yeah, he was really into the sciences. Another map on the wall over there, fireplace. Kind of shuttered windows over there. Pretty cool chifforo. Oh wow, fancy, this must be the master bedroom. Shoes down there. Huh. Sewing kit over there. And a couple wigs. Again, neat wallpaper. Another wig over here. Fancy trunk. MPD are the initials on top. Huh. Know what that is? Yeah, I imagine that would smell after you use it. Another trunk back there. Kind of a fancy little embroidered little emblem on the sheets. Cool, all right. Walk on back down there. Check out the study. We're going.
There's so many things of interest there.
Oh yeah?
Study.
All right, so this is a study as well. All right. Yeah, like I say, he had a lot of interest. Looks like astrology. There's a library back here. Oh, a crab, a fish, a snake, another fish. Okay, snuck back here. I want to tell you a quick story about George. And yeah, there was a lot of controversy surrounding his death. And it was a big deal at the time. They think he was poisoned by his grandnephew. That would be his sister's grandson. So later in life, George had moved to Richmond. Grandnephew moved in with him, 17-year-old who was pretty much a deadbeat. George had caught him forging checks, stealing and selling some of his books. So the grandnephew, knowing that he had been caught, knowing that he was still in George's will, they think, he ended up poisoning George because George became severely ill one day along with two of his servants. George ended up dying about a week and a half later. The younger servant, a guy named Michael Brown, died as well. And then Michael's mother, Linda Bordeaux, servant, she ended up surviving. And and while George was sick, he ended up removing his grandnephew from the will, so that was cool. But supposedly Linda Bordeaux had witnessed the grandnephew put some white powder into their morning coffee. But at the time, blacks weren't allowed to testify against whites, so her testimony went unheard, and the grandnephew was acquitted. So yeah, like I said, big controversy at the time. And it's a little ironic because George had the opportunity to renege the law that blacks couldn't testify against whites. But it ended up, it never happened. And they don't think they think it was kind of an oversight because he had really progressive views towards slavery and civil rights. So yeah, anyway, interesting story. All right, that's it for today's venture at Colonial Williamsburg. And I'm taking the long route back, trying to work some of this food off. Just had lunch over at the marketplace, the Blue Talon Bistro, pretty good. And yeah, it's nice having the season pass. You don't have to rush. You can take your time at each of these spots. So yeah, I'll be out here in a couple months, knock out another site. Anyway, yeah, as always, like and subscribe. See ya.